All right, it's October 1st, so it's pretty much almost the end of the season. I might get out a few more times in the car, but only on the good days. But I was just thinking of the to-do list for the car this year, and it's not that long. I didn't break anything this year, so there's little things to fix, little fine-tune things. I'll make a list here in a minute, because I'll forget them if I don't say them. But yeah, it's a short list. I'm going to have to make it longer, otherwise I'm going to have to tackle the honey-do list. So what do we got? Up front, we have the reservoir seal to do, which I'll show you in a second, for the rear brakes. Inside here, don't have a whole lot to do. That's the steering wheel. If I remember right, I'll have to look at the video again. It's just off a little bit. It needs to just be shifted a bit. The alignment's fine. It actually drives straight. Nothing to do with the alignment. It's just the wheel. Just needs to be off, and there's enough I think room and adjustment in the wheel itself to be able to just tilt it a little bit I need, so that's on the list. Also, we got on the shifter, going to first, there's a little hang up sometimes going over, and I think the linkage is just pulling a little bit on the shifter, and I want to adjust that a bit. Even for Naomi, when she's putting it into first gear, sometimes even she can have a hard time getting in, and I did been playing around with the leverage in the back with the linkage, and took a little leverage out of it when we got the new gear for first, and because I wanted to make sure it fully engaged, and it's fully engaged while we broke that gear in this year. So everything's fine. I think it's fine. I can take the linkage back to where it was, so you get a little more leverage going into first, and that'll help things out there. There's an AC drain down underneath that I want to put in. With the way the drain is right now on the bottom of the AC unit, the drain, the AC unit's at an angle like this, and the drain's over here. It needs to be down here, so I need to relocate it. So I got to figure out a way to do that. It's not a big priority, so if I don't get to it, no biggie. I think that's everything for here. I still got that surging problem, but it wasn't as prevalent this year as it has been in previous years. Still like to kind of work on that, but I'd rather be more consistent to try and figure out what the problem. The problem's not always there, so anyways, I'm still gonna have to maybe work on that. There is a small oil leak in the engine. I think it's coming from the top side and leaking its way down. That might be something to work on this year as well. I know this winter's to-do list, so that's about it, which isn't a whole lot since, like I said, I haven't broken anything, but anyways. I'll start here with what I found recently, and probably the first of the to-do list is this reservoir up front. So it's a week after a long trip that we took the car. I'm just getting it the once over, and I did notice actually we had a drip of brake line fluid. About, I don't know, it's back when I did the alignment. Couldn't find where it was coming from. Checked all the fittings, couldn't figure it out. It was just one drip, so didn't worry too much about it. Last week before the long trip, I checked the reservoir and it was down about halfway, and so I found there was a lot more moisture underneath the car. Actually, I'll show you where I found the drips. So if we get under the car here, let's see if I can give you it. So there you go. You got the idea, right? Actually, I think I can even see. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's actually a drip in there. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah. Where was it? There you go, right there. You can see that drip there. And you can just see in total it's a little wet. You can just see the wetness now. So I wasn't able to, till last week, see some of that wetness. And I'll show you where I found where it's coming. Okay, so I've gone in there, I cleaned it up with some soapy water and stuck my tray in there. And hopefully that tray is just gonna catch the brake oil that's dropping out of that reservoir there. I got it just touching, you can see with the rags just touching the bottom of that cylinder. If I wipe my hand underneath that cylinder, it's soaking wet on the bottom side. So I'm pretty sure it's coming from the reservoir. The way I'll know is if it stops at the seal. Which I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is. Yeah, you just see that black ring there? That's the seal. So it's either a seal or the reservoir's got a crack in it somewhere. So anyways, we'll see if it stops once it gets to the seal. If it stops leaking, then we know it's maybe the seal that's the problem. If it keeps leaking, it could be the crack in the back of the side of the reservoir that I can't see.
So I'm gonna order those seals in the reservoirs from Tilden. That'll be a few weeks getting here. So in the meantime, I'll maybe take it out. It's just the reservoir that's leaking right now. I know it's not in a line, so it's not, it doesn't change it when it's under pressure. So it's just that reservoir for sure. So I can take it out a couple more times if I want to, and I might do that, depending on the weather, which is not cooperating today. And we got Thanksgiving next weekend, which is a big weekend. It's less and less chances of getting it out again, but you never know, might get a chance. Still gotta get all the bugs off from last trip. So that's the list of this. Not gonna have many videos to shoot this winter if I don't have a whole lot to do. So I think I could talk about, you know, this state of the industry, things like the values of these cars, and what else was I thinking? Well, what's original on this car? What's, you know, recreated, sort of thing. So there's some things to talk about for videos, but I could use some ideas. So if you have some ideas, let me know and I'll put them up. So anyways, that's it for now, and maybe those are the next videos I'll do. Didn't realize how comfortable I was sitting on this wing back here. But use this spot more often. Could be here a while. Incoming. Some stuff in here to get rid of. Oh, kids' fingerprints all over the window. Oh, guess I need to turn you off. Incoming.